G'day everyone, Andy here, Poverty Prospecting. I've been saying how my old mat is needing replacement. It's starting to fall to pieces, starting to crack. I just tapped it out into a pan. I'm going to pan it out later, all the dried material that fell out of it. But I've cut a piece of carpet. It's going to fit in the top box now. It's ribbed. It's come from the Big Red Hammer store. But that's going to replace that mat, and then of course the mesh over the top. But I'm doing a few modifications to my high banker today. I've been doing the mat, and with the top box, these grizzly bars, which were made out of an old bread rack, they're going to be replaced with some punch plate. I haven't got any punch plate to go in there, but I'm going to manufacture some out of a sheet of aluminium, just drill a shitload of holes. Okay, I've got a bit of scrap checker plate alloy that's been laying around from sluice box builds and stuff. Can't remember what the hell that's off, but anyway, we've cut it, we've trimmed it. Hopefully it's going to fit in there. And I'll just silicone it around the edges, pull this in a bit so it's nice and tight, and drill holes in it and make it into a punch plate. So hopefully it'll do the job that I want it to do, which is screen the rocks out. I'm just going to use one of these flapper discs to smooth the edges off, get the burrs off. I did have a look around for some checker plate or punch plate, but I've got none this side, so use what you got, that's what I reckon. Check the fit. I've curved this end, preferably so it's down that end. Nothing too sharp to stab me with. That should do it. Pull this bit off. That I'm going to have to G-clamp together a little bit just to help hold it. But I think we give it a bit of a bend, because you can see that's a bit bent. And we'll have a nice snug fit. Alright, next thing, work out all the holes. Okay, I'm going to use this old compressor guard as a template for me holes, because I want them nice and evenly spaced and not just in rows, but I want them offset like that too. Okay, you can see a lot of holes drawn on there. They're all the ones I'm going to be drilling. So yeah, make it if you can't afford to buy it, and if you've got it, even better, make it cheap. All good, guys. Cheers. I'm going to use a little 3mm as a pilot drill. Drill initially the first, about 7 rows of holes, which I've changed in mind. It's going to be 8mm, then it goes to 10mm, and then at the very end it'll be 12mm. Just got a block of wood at the back. Gently drill a hole for it. Fairly thin alloy, so it should be pretty good. I can hear some people saying, you're mad, why don't you just go buy some? Well, I live a fair way out of the city. I live a fair way in the bush, and my name's not Poverty Prospecting for any other reason bar the fact that I'm a broke ass person. So I like to make my own gear if I can, Yeah, I've got the time because I'm semi-retired. I do work a few jobs here and a few jobs there, but I'm not on the dole, not on the pension. So I just do what I can and try and make whatever I've got work. Okay, drilled a lot of 10mm holes, or 8mm holes up here, and now I've put 10mm holes on the next row, and then the next row I'm actually going to go 12 and offset them so they're not like this in a line. It is very thin piece of alloy. Yes, I've got to hit it all with the angle grinder and get the burrs off it, but I don't throw a lot of big shovels of material into here. Most of it hits the top box and gets washed up high and then flows over this. So this is purely let the material that's got the gold, hopefully anything smaller than 8, anything bigger than 8 goes through the 10, anything bigger than the 10 will go through the 12. And it's mainly going to be dropping off the end because this overhangs the box by about that much. So anyway, I know it's very thin. It will be quite flexible and flimsy, but I'm not throwing big rocks in. It's not a 12-inch high banker. I'm not the Two Brothers. I don't shovel 16 metres of dirt through my high banker. I'm too old to do that. But hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't work, well, back to the drawing board, and I might have to make it out of stainless, which is going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, got the plate in, all cleaned up. That block of wood's just holding it down at that end. This end's G-clamped, so it's nice and tight against this part. And I'm just going to hold it down with some silicone, let that go off, and then use a G-clamp to hold this front down, and silicone that. Silicone, you'd be quite surprised how strong it can be. There is a raised section where the carpet goes in and then the mesh, so I don't think it's going to lift at the front, but you never know. But anyway, that's it. 8mm holes at the front, 10mm holes in the middle, and 12mm holes at the end. So most of that's going to drop off the end of the plate anyway into the discard pile. But anyway, we'll get the silicone out and we'll give it a bit of a lick and make sure it all works. Alright, the edges are siliconed, and we'll leave that for a while to go off, and then we just got to silicone the front down, change the mat, and put the Frankenbanker back together. Okay, we'll see if it's a win or an epic fail. Doesn't matter either way. At least we've had a crack. Okay, I've finished the modifications on the grizzly bars, which is now made into a punch plate. Just got to attach it to the sluice now. I did the 8mm holes up here. I've done some 7mm ones here in between the 10mm, and down here it goes to 12, which this overhangs the back of the sluice anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The other modification I was going to do was modify some a different spray bar setup, but I looked at my original one and I just reheated it and made it skinnier, so it in theory should get more higher pressure coming out of that. So oh well, hopefully we'll get to test it out over the Christmas period and see what we can find out, whether it was a win or a fail. The new mat's in there, which is the carpet, a lot more low profile. I'm kind of hoping it won't get too many rocks trapped underneath it, because I put another bolt down this end as well. So anyway, that's the mods on the Frankenbanker. So let's hope the Frankenbanker works a little bit better and doesn't let all those flat rocks through, which the grizzly bars did, which would block, or which did continue to block up the actual dream mat at the bottom of the sluice. So anyway, cheers guys. Andy, Poverty Prospecting, over and out.